What if I told you that the majority of people in business today are doing business in the middle of a whirlwind? What I mean by the whirlwind is the tyranny of the urgent is so loud in the lives of most business people that it becomes almost impossible for them to make rational decisions about the future of the business. They get so stuck in the very urgent of today that it is almost impossible to draw back and look at the wider picture. This whirlwind is an epidemic across the business community. It is something that taps out energy, it kills marriages, it takes business partners and tears them apart because the inability to separate yourself and your business from that urgency, from that level of everything has to be done right now, really it's a killer. Among entrepreneurs, heart disease is one of those killers. Well, something that contributes a great deal to deaths related to heart disease happens to be stress. And that tyranny of the urgent, the whirlwind that every business person has the propensity to really get sucked into that vortex, that's a problem for all of us. Now, one of the things in order to get out of the whirlwind, to be able to separate yourself from the whirlwind, that you absolutely need is perspective. One of the reasons that I started Goalpost Group was to help people develop a different type of perspective. I believe that one of the keys to doing and understanding business is being able to separate yourself from that whirlwind and get to a different place. I like to use the example of a spot that I was at a couple of years ago, and I was going from Provo, Utah, going to Salt Lake City. There's one way that you can go between those two cities that actually takes you up over the mountains. And it's a beautiful stretch of road that goes right by the Sundance Resort, where the Sundance Film Festival takes place every year. And you go up those mountains and you're covering switchbacks back and forth, and then all of a sudden you hit this beautiful birch forest. This birchwood forest filled with these beautiful white trees, the likes of which I have never seen. And I started thinking about people that had made that trek 100 years prior, before that blacktop was in there, and started thinking about what it must have been like for them once they hit that birch forest. Because in that birch forest, the color of the trees and the way that it's situated it's very disorienting. And I could imagine being in that type of environment and turning around and finding that you really did not know where to go. Now, what we are trying to do in terms of being business leaders is we have to be able to get the perspective to rise above the birch trees, to figure out what the route is that you need to go in order to get to the other side of those mountains to get to your destination. One of the things that we do very well at Goalpost is connect the dots. We take where you are today and we look at where your goals are. We help determine what those goals should be and where we want to drive to for the future. And in doing that, we are able to find the connectors, those connecting pieces that need to take place, the things that you need to do, the ideas that you need to implement in order to go from one side of the mountain to the other through a birch forest. And we connect those dots. Our goal is to help you to know your goal, and then to help you connect the dots that need to take place in order to get from one perspective to the other.